Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Signal here and welcome back to our video. In this one we're going to talk about how to play the Batman Ninja team. So there is a lot of ways to play the Batman Ninja team and the various characters, so I'm going to cover some of them. But first of all, let's take a look at the important characters here. First up, we got Batman Ninja Catwoman, which I'm going to go briefly over the builds too before we get into the gameplay. Crit chance, crit damage, lethal chance, and fast attack chance, and the rest into attack. She can be a damage dealer. Then you need to have Robin. This is the must. The Batman Ninja team does not exist without Robin. It can without Catwoman, but this guy is going to be in every single team because basically Ninja Lethality gives the passive. This doesn't need to be built into the build, doesn't matter. And we're going to have two more choices for damage dealer. We're going to have Last Life Joker, which are going to get crit chance, crit damage, lethal damage, and the rest into attack. And we're also going to take a look at Batman Ninja Batman, and I'm gonna explain to you how to play all the combination in multiple situations basically. But yeah, this guy needs to have crit chance, crit damage, lethal chance, and rest into attack. Let's take a look at some gameplay now. Okay, so first up we have Ninja Catwoman, and she's not gonna be necessarily the best choice or the easier choice to play. For her, you need to have maybe Dark Metal cards. There's a bunch of artifacts that work on her if you're gonna do this type of gameplay. Crown kind of works, Dark Metal cards kind of works, Jokerized Batarangs kind of works. There's a lot of artifacts you can use with this, but what you basically do is do a few basic hits against the enemy, and once you have enough combo, you're gonna use a third special to deal a high amount of damage. If you're gonna use this team, it's recommended that you're able to combo interrupt. If you can't do that, don't worry, because we got upcoming other team suggestions for this that are gonna be easier to play and actually deal more damage. But I thought I might as well put this here because this is how the Batman Ninja team used to be played before the release of the Puppet of Zetian artifact. But yeah, you just combo interrupt, do a full combo interrupt again, do another full combo, and once you're at 40 hits, finish with a third special, and that's how you play basically your entire fight. It's recommended you have Grodd here. He's not going to be in every single team, but for this one, he's going to help you to power generate, and yeah, let's move on to other options. Okay, so this is probably my favorite way to play the Batman Ninja team, but you have to have Puppet of the 10 artifact for this, and you have to have Last Life Joker. So what you do is start the fight by hitting the enemy, and to generate power with Last Life Joker, and doing special ones. You just need to do a lot of special ones until you activate the Puppet of Zatanna, because you're gonna have enough negative effects. And then you just start spamming the third special. Joker himself, in theory, doesn't really do anything, doesn't really have a passive that makes him a strong damage dealer. However, he is going to have very fast third special that doesn't knock the enemy down, so it means you can spam that quite efficiently, and this is one of the strongest Batman Ninja team combinations actually. And yeah, the hardest part is to kind of get the thing going, and even that is not going to be the hardest thing, because you get 2 negative effect from the Grodd passive, you get the 1 negative effect from the special one, and you just need Puppet to hit 2 negative effects, and then you just need to push the enemy to the corner and just keep spamming the third special. It's pretty self-explanatory. Now this is doable without Grodd, in case you don't have Grodd, but you might have a harder time activating Puppet. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so here I have Classic Wonder instead of Grodd. This is actually the highest damage dealing option for Lord Joker, but it's going to be a bit harder to activate Puppet, especially depending on your Puppet level, because you're going to miss 2 things from Grodd. You're going to miss the power generation, and you're going to miss the 2 negative effects, but it's still possible. What you need to do for this one is to tag in and out a lot at the start to generate a lot of power. Again, I'm just tagging in and out. Each time you tag in and out, you're going to generate 1 power bar. I get hit here by Mr. Freeze, that's fine, doesn't matter. We just need to get that power generation. And once you have a full power bar, or almost a full power bar, you need to get going with the special one of Joker. Okay, that's going to be burning. Another one, we got these specials disabled. Another one, we get blind applied. And then the last one is going to apply the tag out disabled. And now we get infinite power goings, and we're probably going to hold it. Again, this is probably going to be a lot harder to activate Puppet with if you have a lower level Puppet, and might be a bit unreliable. But in theory, this is the highest damage dealing puppet team you can use with them. This is the highest damage team you can actually have with the Batman Ninja team in general, unless you're using Raven or unless you have the Beta Club artifact. But we're gonna get to those things too. Okay, so here we're gonna use Bat Ninja Batman with Puppet of Zatanna. We're gonna use Robin, obviously, because we need to get that lethal damage, and we're gonna use John Cena Green Lantern because we're gonna spam the Batman Ninja Batman special 1, and John is gonna buff the damage of that with his passive. Now, this will be a lot easier if you have a class ascended Batman Ninja Batman, but works even if you don't. You're just gonna need to generate a bit of power, and it's gonna be a lot easier to generate power for me because I'm power stealing, because he is class ascended. That means above 7 stars, so each time he hits the enemy, he's gonna have a power drain on crits. And what you're gonna do is try to pin the enemy to the corner or whatever, but just spam special 2. You need to spam special 2 until you get 3 negative effects. And then by that time, you're probably going to have a free third special, and you're going to use that because it's going to add a negative effect plus a stun on the enemy, which makes it 5 negative effects, triggering puppets. Now we're going to start spamming the special 2 because that's going to be the way to deal damage over here. I'm going to do it a bit and do super move in order to build some negative effects so I don't randomly lose puppet. And then you want to get far away from the enemy, because getting far away from the enemy like this will make the enemy try to back off into a ranged attack and will basically get them stuck there. If you don't do this, you're gonna do a lot less damage because the enemy is gonna jump far more often out of your hazard. But yeah, this is the way you play this. Again, the easiness of activation might differ depending on your level of puppets. I don't really recommend trying to activate it with a special 1 though, because you're gonna go in and out of infinite power as the enemy jumps out of your hazard. Over here we're gonna have Batman Ninja Catwoman with Raven and Twin Blade on Batman Ninja Catwoman. So Twin Blade is an artifact that's gonna deal a lot of damage if you pair the right characters with Raven. And there is a very long list of characters that can do this. However, Batman Ninja Catwoman is definitely one of them. So what you need to do here is just hit the enemy a bit with Batman Ninja Catwoman, tag Raven in there, get Darkness going, get your 5 Darkness stacks basically. And the crit chance you have on Batman Ninja Catwoman combined with the lethal damage from Robin, combined with the Darkness from Raven, will make it so that the Twin Blade values are gonna be big. I mess up here a bit and got hits, it's fine. Don't worry about it too much. You don't need to play it perfectly either. But for this one, yet again, you might need to combo interrupt. Just search on YouTube in Jet 2 Mobile how to combo interrupt. I do have plenty of guides on that one. This even very recent. If you don't want to learn that, it's fine. You probably can play. Actually, no. If you can't combo interrupt, don't play this team, because blocking a special with Batman Ninja Catwoman is gonna trigger a free third special that the enemy is gonna block as well, and it's just an awful experience. But if you can combo interrupt, you can definitely see the Batman Ninja Catwoman with Twin Blade as a valid option. Also, on the plus side of things, you can tank Superman with her because she's got the Immortal passive, making her not die. And in theory, every single Batman Ninja character can do this. But Batman Ninja Catwoman kind of has the highest amount of basic hits she does in a combo for some reason. So that's why she's kind of my go-to for this, if I want to use the Batman Ninja team specifically. But again, there's other Twin Blades, Raven teams that you can use. But in theory, if you don't have the Beta Club, this is gonna be the highest, the actual highest damage dealing team that the Batman Ninja team can use. But at the same time, you have other options to pair with Raven and get the same result. So I suggest using Puppet Joker instead. And kind of last thing is gonna be if you do have the Beta Club artifact, which is a pay-to-win artifact that you might get crazy lucky and randomly get or pay money to gamble towards. But it is going to be an artifact that deals a little bit of dot damage, and we can do a lot of things to influence that dot value. Over here I have my boy Batman Ninja Batman, and we have Zatanna here. We have Puppet of Zatanna on Zatanna, so we want to trigger that infinite power, because triggering the infinite power and spamming specials with Zatanna is going to apply some negative effects, and out of those negative effects, one of them is going to increase damage against target, and that's gonna pretty much help us deal more damage with our entire team. In this case, Batman, because Batman is gonna have the Beta Club, having the additional lethal damage from that. From Robin's passive, he's gonna get some crazy good values. if you just cycle between them. Just tag Zatanna, do as many specials as possible, and then tag Batman. Now this varies between, and a lot more of the Batman Ninja characters can do this, but if you're gonna get better results out of Batman because his class ascension passive gives him crit damage. He doesn't need to be class ascended, and you can also use Joker instead of Zatanna. But the stronger Batman Ninja Batman is, the less you're gonna need Zatanna for this, and you can just replace it with Joker. So you combine the Puppet Joker that I showed you, but you stop dealing damage with Joker from time to time just to tag Batman and to do a jump attack, basically. And yeah, those are the ways I play Batman Ninja Team. There's more ways and more combinations and more stuff you can do, but those are kind of the main ones. You just choose which one is available to you and which one you can play actually, because you might not have some of the resources or the skill to do any of them, but I really recommend just going with Puppet Joker. That's gonna be the easiest one and probably the highest damage one if you don't have Beta Club. But yeah, thanks so much for watching and goodbye!